Winston Smith, the protagonist of George Orwell's 1984, is a deeply complex character who embodies the struggle for individuality and freedom in a totalitarian society. Through Winston, Orwell explores themes of rebellion, conformity, and the psychological impact of living under constant surveillance. As the central figure of the narrative, Winston's journey provides a lens through which readers can understand the oppressive mechanisms of the party and the devastating consequences of resistance. Role in the narrative: Winston Smith serves as the everyman in Orwell's dystopian world, representing the ordinary individual who dares to question the party's authority. At the beginning of the novel, Winston is depicted as a disillusioned yet cautious member of the outer party. He harbors rebellious thoughts against Big Brother and the party, but struggles to reconcile these thoughts with the oppressive reality of his existence. His internal conflict drives the narrative forward as he gradually moves from passive discontent to active rebellion. Winston's relationship with Julia marks a turning point in the story, as it represents his first meaningful act of defiance against the party. Their affair is not only a personal rebellion, but also a symbolic rejection of the party's control over intimacy and human relationships. Together, Winston and Julia attempt to carve out a space of freedom and individuality within the confines of a society that seeks to obliterate both. Ultimately, Winston's capture, torture, and eventual betrayal highlight the futility of resistance in the face of the party's overwhelming power. His journey from rebellion to submission underscores the novel's central message about the dehumanizing effects of totalitarianism and the impossibility of maintaining individuality under such a regime. Symbolic significance: Winston symbolizes the human spirit's innate desire for freedom and truth. His rebellious thoughts and actions reflect a universal yearning to resist oppression and assert one's individuality. However, Winston also represents the fragility of this spirit in the face of relentless psychological and physical manipulation. His eventual capitulation to the party's authority serves as a grim reminder of the power of totalitarian regimes to crush even the most determined dissenters. Winston's job at the Ministry of Truth is also symbolically significant. As a worker responsible for altering historical records to align with the party's propaganda, Winston is acutely aware of the regime's manipulation of truth and reality. This awareness fuels his desire to uncover the truth and resist the party. Still, it also underscores the difficulty of distinguishing fact from fiction in a society where the past is constantly rewritten. The diary that Winston keeps is another important symbol. It represents his attempt to preserve his individuality and assert his autonomy in a world where independent thought is a crime. The act of writing in the diary is both a personal rebellion and a symbolic rejection of the party's control over his thoughts. However, the diary also serves as a reminder of the risks associated with resistance, as it ultimately becomes evidence used against him. Broader implications: Winston's character serves as a vehicle for Orwell's critique of totalitarianism and its impact on the individual. Through Winston's experiences, Orwell illustrates the various ways in which oppressive regimes suppress dissent and maintain control. The party's use of surveillance, propaganda, and psychological manipulation creates an environment of fear and conformity, leaving little room for individuality or resistance. The concept of doublethink, which Winston struggles to comprehend and resist, is central to the party's control over thought. Doublethink allows individuals to hold contradictory beliefs simultaneously, enabling the party to manipulate reality and enforce ideological conformity. Winston's inability to fully embrace doublethink highlights his resistance to the party's control, but it also underscores the difficulty of maintaining a coherent sense of self in such a society. Winston's ultimate fate, his complete submission to the party and his love for Big Brother, has broader implications for understanding the psychological impact of totalitarianism. Orwell demonstrates how oppressive regimes can break down even the strongest individuals, forcing them to internalize the regime's ideology and betray their own beliefs. This process of dehumanization serves as a warning about the dangers of unchecked political power and the fragility of human autonomy. Conclusion: Winston's character reflects on the importance of truth and memory in shaping individual and collective identity. His struggle to preserve his own sense of reality in a world where the past is constantly rewritten underscores the dangers of allowing governments or institutions to control information and history. By highlighting the party's manipulation of truth, Orwell emphasizes the need to protect the integrity of facts and resist efforts to distort reality. Winston is a profoundly symbolic and multifaceted character who embodies the themes of rebellion, conformity, and the psychological impact of totalitarianism. Through his role in the narrative, Orwell explores the mechanisms of control employed by oppressive regimes and the consequences of resistance. Winston's initial resistance to the party's control resonates with the universal desire for freedom and individuality, making his eventual submission all the more devastating. Winston's journey from defiance to submission serves as both a cautionary tale and a powerful critique of totalitarianism, highlighting the fragility of individuality and the resilience of authoritarian power. By presenting Winston as a relatable yet tragic figure, Orwell invites readers to reflect on the ethical and psychological challenges of resisting oppression and the importance of safeguarding freedom and truth in their own lives.